Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm VPL. I'm feeling pretty out of it today. Like I'm tired. I'm tired. I was up late last night though. Yeah, I think this is just like me having a flare up. I'm doing a little bit better today, but that was after like it takes me like 3 hours of like waking up, which is not really tenable. Yeah, I'm kind of tired today. I think like I'm rounding the bend on this flare up. Hopefully, fingers freaking crossed. Like, cross all of your fingers for me because I am tired. I've gotten a bit further on Hack the Box. It's a little fucky. It seems like there's this like a lot of the things don't quite work because of the style of like fast up, fast down virtualization that they're using for the individual projects. So a lot of them are um, like, oh, I got to one that you definitely can't do unless you're doing it on Parrot OS. Um, because it has a text, like a John the Ripper text file that is specified specifically in Parrot OS, but I don't know how you would get this file elsewhere. They had a whole thing where you're supposed to like dehash the password, or I don't know what the appropriate term for that is currently, but you're supposed to do that. And it did not come with matches. But since the walkthrough, well, several things, I don't understand why they weren't using individual hashes or individual passwords. I guess because like badminton, if you're using the same hashing algorithm, badminton will always hash to the same thing. But it didn't come up with any when I used John the Ripper. It didn't. Inside of Parrot, it didn't come up with any matches to the hash. I wasn't able to get to the hash. There were a bunch of weird things, like the M map wasn't working. So I'm thinking about like if it would be better to like spin up the thing and just like leave it running and then hack it throughout the day to see if it's working, because it was like Nmap wasn't freaking working. Like when I scanned the individual ports that said that they were open on the walkthrough, they would be show it open, but if I do it as specified in the walkthrough, was not working. Yeah, what was that error that I was getting? Oh, it was like the thing where it was saying that like pings were blocked, and it was like pings were not blocked. There's all this other like fucky stuff with the. It's so I was able to get past that level, but only by not actually following the activity. So that was cool. I mean, like, it's fine. It just like I'm not sure that it is actually like the best like teaching tool for this sort of thing. I'm loving Parrot OS, by the way. But yeah, I think like returner wasn't working as expected, and I don't think it was the returner's problem. Returner seemed to be working okay. It was more that it was the site it was returning for. Also, I like went on a deep dive on like DNS because I was like, does this not work how I remember it works? And it's like, oh, it does work how I remember it works, but since we're using all like virtualization, it adds this other like layer of abstraction, obfuscation to it. But yeah, no, I'm still definitely enjoying Hack the Box. I wish that there was like a way to report when things were not working as expected, because I think it's just kind of expected that if you're able to get the flag, you would just do that and then move on. Um, but I wasn't actually able to dehash the encrypted password with John the Ripper. It did not do that correctly, so that was a little frustrating. Like, I think like all of the different steps on that last one were, they didn't quite work as expected. Like, after adding the what was it, thing to the local host to make the web page come up as expected, then the steps after that did not work correctly. Um, but again, this isn't, it's like not exactly a thing built for me. It's built for boy children with too much time on their hands, which is dumb. I don't think they deserve this. Um, but the credentials definitely do match. Don't lie to me. I don't know. So that's what I've been working on. I was up late last night just setting up Parrot on VirtualBox on my laptop. I've been like thinking about setting up. I have a thing for Raspberry Pis. Oh, you don't say? You have a thing for Raspberry Pis? I love the micro SD cards. I love them. Um, I have a thing for Raspberry Pis. That's actually what I've referred to this as Pi. It was I had a theory that there was someone on my network, or someone that there was someone with nefarious intent on my network, so I set up some honey traps, and they did this to my or it happened, or there's like a really sophisticated net web crawler, or it's like either the web crawler that I found was so sophisticated, or it was targeted, which the fact that it happened after I set up a honey trap makes me suggest that it was targeted, and that's why I wear the Pi. Um, it literally cooked my Raspberry Pi. I don't. I'm very fascinated. I yeah. I 100% sold. It was good. I didn't, the trap that I set up to try to like keep the pie from getting completely eaten didn't work. I still have a way to go on getting doing like network protection sort of stuff. I had an Alpine Pi set up that untouched, but the Raspberry Pi OS with the generic login was literally the machinery was destroyed. I'm very impressed, very disturbed. Uh, uh, these are the kind of things that I like to do. But yeah, so back on Hack the Box, because I'm trying to get further in that. I almost done with the Security Plus study, so I'll be scheduling my exam for that shortly. I don't always have the bandwidth for doing that sort of studying, because I'm, in addition to being chronically ill, I'm also dyslexic, so that means that like sometimes those sort of tasking, it gets a little it gets a little rough on me, especially if I'm having a migraine day. I don't know if this is just like migraine or other sort of things going on, but yeah, chronic condition flare up. I have to take freaking Claritin, like I think like every day now, which is just like great. It means that it impedes on my ability to think, and I don't like that. I really don't like that. I don't like when things prevent me from my mental acuities, or what have you. Um, But yeah, loving parrot setup was a breeze, like a freaking dream. I got a little frustrated retrying to set up Kali on my virtual machine because I wanted to try the new version because the last version had that. I discussed this multiple times about the issues with the root password not being able to be changed on GUI and not being able to use it. This was mostly on the I encountered this error in their virtualization as well as with their Raspberry Pi setup. Doesn't mean I didn't put Raspberry. I put Kali on a mini skirt. Um, there are pictures on my Facebook. Uh, yeah, it was. I want to do another version of that because I've got an antenna for doing like packet sniffing and stuff now. So maybe see about what Parrot looks like on Raspberry Pi. I do, yeah. So as I've mentioned, love Raspberry Pis, but then the whole like stocking sort of thing, like the not being able to get them very often, got it made me super sad. Considering that the whole point was that you would have like a powerful computer that's about the size of a credit card. I mean, like it's thicker than a credit card, especially. You could use a fan, put a fan on it. Don't operate a Raspberry Pi without a fan unless you're an idiot like me. Um, I mean, unless you're like trying some other stuff. The liquid cooling, don't bother with that. Just a fan is sufficient. They get they get too hot, and I've seen people be like, well, it's not that big a deal, you can just do it without it, and it's like it's just a couple bucks. I have not gotten my hand on some Picos yet. I really want to play with those because it's like they're so tiny and they have Wi-Fi and you can do all this stuff with them, and like there are all these people making these like Ducky clones and stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, you're a pussy if you write in Ducky. Just use Bash like a real person. Uh. Anyways, I. They made a sexist joke about someone who's very important to me, and so they are on my shit list forever. I do not care. Um, yeah, I don't care. I don't care if your products were featured in Mr. Robot or on Silicon Valley. Like, I do not care. Um, your constant jokes about like sexual assault make me hate you more than I hate most things. And yeah, I don't. I'm like way over my time, so I'll probably edit this down or possibly not even post this. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to Hack the Box, play with Parrot some more, set up Parrot on my other computer. I think maybe set up. I found, thank fuck, through all of my stuff. I knew there was a freaking USB speaker in here somewhere, and I found it. So that means that I can set up a Raspberry Pi to play videos on. I kind of want. I like having multiple different computers doing different things. Like I like to be able to work on stuff and also have like TV or music videos going on, so that I live alone, but I also like to have like the background sort of stuff so that I can it helps me work. Like I don't like working in silence. It's one of the frustrating things about like studying is I have to like hit pause on the lecture a lot, and then it gets quiet and I feel like I lose my train of thought. So I've been like looking at, it seems like there aren't really these options for like audio mixers that I'd like. I'd like something that will just like duck the audio so I can put on like vocal trance or something and then like watch lectures and then have it like duck the trance except for when I pause the lecture video. But I haven't found something that will just like freaking do that for me, and it's just like frustrating because I can't be the only like geek who wants that. In fact, I've met other geeks who want that, but the thing that I've seen their setups are usually like an off-board like physical audio mixer still, and it's like, what freaking year is this that we can't play multiple different things all at the same time and like have them mixed better? Um, but yeah, I went to school for audio engineering. I guess I haven't mentioned that in a while. So there you go. Like, comment, and subscribe or whatever.